Good morning, traders. I hope that you guys enjoyed that Qualcomm interview on AI, of course, from the head of AI. I know I enjoyed it and looking forward to see the reaction of Qualcomm today to see what happens. But of course, stay tuned right here, live trading with Benzinga, just about to get started. Let me know your number one stock to watch today in the watch list. Let's add them. I want to add them all up on my Moo watch list. So I want to see those names thrown up right now. Let's get it started. Live trading with Benzinga.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, I see the chat talking about some stocks. I see AHI. We'll see what happens. Which stock can get moving, and of course, we'll see what we can find underneath the radar. Let's go ahead and bring on the boys. You guys might know them. My man Ryan Faloona, Zunaid in the house. You guys smash the like. We're gonna get to some trading action, and of course, we'll get to some great interviews later today. And I do want to give a little bit of a special shout out to my man Zunaid, starting a new show today. So I want to talk about that right off the hop. Let us know a little bit more about your show that's going to be coming up at 11, Zunaid. And then, of course, we'll talk about it a little bit later. But
Yeah,
what's it about?
I'll
What's
give you
the
a quick
main mission
10
here?
seconds. It's about futures trading, and I'll be producing it. You'll have Gates, who's a lovely host. You'll get a chance to meet him here in about later on today before the show as well. So we'll get into more details, but it's about futures trading. A lot of successful traders are going to come on, talk about their journey. It should be fun, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, I love it, and it looks like it's actually about like trades that have happened and tips and tricks and things like that. It seems super exciting.
What's currently going on in the market as well. So a little bit of everything.
Hey, looking forward to seeing that, Zunaid. I know I will be tuning in, getting myself a little bit, probably of some breakfast, but always getting those ears open to hear from the tips and tricks, especially from other traders. Let's get to the action. Let's take a look at the market. I'm going to go ahead and kick it to my man, Ryan, see what's going on and his outlook. I can take a look at certain stocks for me. The biggest thing is going to be watching oil come down. I'm still swing trading ExxonMobil. We're down to 105.89s. I have this from 108.42, feeling really confident about that swing and going to hold on, baby. Hold on. All right, kicking it to my man, Ryan. What are you seeing in the markets today?
All right. Well, overall, the best thing that I'm seeing here is our good friend Ryan Christopher back. Looks like you're back from your surgery. Hope all is well, my man. I knew that you would make it through. Welcome back. Happy Monday, buddy. As far as stocks going here, I actually have a couple off the list. Let's go ahead and talk about them. ASST is going to be your first one here. This is popping after the company announced development of an AI bot. We went as high as 337. Let's see if we take the top off at 340. I'm kind of waiting for a VWAP pullback here. KDNY, by the way, this is an acquisition. So I believe the buyout price is $40 per share. We're currently at 37. We're moving a little bit away from that. So let's see if there's a little bit of a trade back there. IFBD, I didn't see any news, but we did pop as high as 304 here today. We'll see if we can get back to VWAP and then maybe through 4. And then also it's worth mentioning AHI. AHI, as you can see, as I'm going through this, trading up now through the VWAP. Let's see if we get above those after hours pre-market highs and really get crazy. AHI is this continuation from last week. Zunaid, I'm going to leave it there and have you go over some stuff real quick. I know we were a little truncated on our time today.
No worries at all. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and check out MU, which you've got at 66.40. That was a previous resistance on Friday. You've also got this trend line that I'm keeping an eye on as well. And you also have a little bit of resistance coming up at 67. So it's not the best one if you're trying to play this breakout because you can face resistance here at 67. So maybe a 40, 50 cent move, but maybe buying it near this trend line, especially if we can get around here, would be a great one. But I am also keeping an eye on Carvana. If we can go ahead and get over $20, which you can see was resistance, held on a support, broke it, resistance, we get over that. Maybe this one is still in play, but nonetheless, if you're looking to go short, a crack of 18 would do the trick. As you can see, support on the $18 level, and we'll see if that one wants to go ahead and crack. Another one on Apple is a focus of mine at 182. If we go to the 30-minute chart, you can see you had resistance here on the left side, popped up, support, popped down, held as resistance. So that 182 is going to be key for me if we're trying to play this one to the upside. And then on BABA here as well, you've got the 86.98 that I've got pointed out. So I've got an alert set there. If we can get over this level, I'd be looking to play this one to the upside on ticker BABA.
I'm watching AHI right now, and ASST, by the way. ASST just popped through its pre-market high. I was actually waiting for a VWAP there, so that's a little bit of a bummer. It didn't come back. It just kind of went. We'll wait for setups here. I really don't. It's a new week. Trying to feel good about everything. I really don't want to F it up at the beginning here. Let me go see what's wrong with my cat, BRB.
Sounds good. I can take it. Let me go and put my charts up here. There we go. All right, let's see. You've got the 220 break on Boeing as well, something to kind of keep in mind, right? So we're going to go ahead and set our alerts there as well. So plenty of action we can possibly get. You can see resistance, can't even get up there to test it, resistance. 220.10 is an area that I want to kind of keep an eye on if we can get above there. Let's go ahead and check out Carvana, see if there's some movement there. There's 1922s, but again, we want to get it over $20 if we possibly want to play that to the upside. Also, let's keep an eye on Tesla. Can it go ahead and get over that 250 level? Something that I loved yesterday, or excuse me, on Friday about Tesla is we broke that 150 level, but then we came back on the 15-minute, tested it, and then rejected it. It was a beautiful play on the retest to play Tesla to the short side. Now we'll see if we can play this one to the long side or not. Neo. Ooh, Neo. Let's see what we've got on Neo. Popping up a little bit. Let's see if there's any. So $8 was definitely resistance. If you can kind of keep an eye on that one right there. Look at that. So much resistance there. Couldn't even stay above, and it finally did. It held on at support. Man, if this comes back to test 8, I could be interested in this one. Go ahead and mark the highs that you're going to have Friday session there at 875. If we get all the way up there, expect a little bit of turbulence on that side of things. Let's go ahead and check out AMD. So you've got some resistance here, 132s. I'd say support around 127.37s. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'd play this one. Besides, obviously, the breakout above 132. Sorry. TGT. Oh, let's see what's going on with you, Target. Yeah, it's just straight bleeding.
Watching IFBD here, if it can take out 229. A little bit of size here at 227. Pulling back in a little bit. IFBD is what I'm looking at right now. There we go. I'm going to try some here. Small at 230. Let's see if we can push above this level here. Or is it just going to come back and stop me out? Pretty decent bounce off that first move here off the open. Let's see if we can continue here. IFBD. Let's break 230 and go higher here. A little bit of size at 233. Come on, IFBD. A little bit of size there at 233. They're going to need to take that. Might yank it here. Come on, take out this 233 spot on IFBD. You know you want to.
You've got the ES possibly going to go ahead and test 4350s. So maybe that'll be a bounce area for the rest of the markets.
IFBD through here. Here we go. Some more push. Coming back down. A little bit more size here at 238 on IFBD. They brought in a bid. Oh, they took 238. Here we go, 240. And through. Coming right back up to the VWAP here. I'm going to take this off and see if this sets up again. I'm out at VWAP. Nice little trade there to get some green on the screen. All right. That's how we start, folks. So let's take a look really quickly at this trade. This was a scalp. It was small. This actually might go farther, but again, first trade of the week here. Don't want to get too over positioned on anything here. So a little bit of a quick scalp. When we broke this 230 right here on this pre-market, I thought this bounce was going to continue. Volume continuing to signal that we were good there. We traded up to the VWAP. I closed the trade there. Now we're seeing the stock pull back a little bit. So we'll wait and see if this sets up again. We might get another setup through VWAP here. 1 for 1 on the trade. That was in the main account there.
Nice. Well done, pal. Well done.
And now it's pulling back, and this is exactly what. So when we talk about trading on support and resistance, this was a great example of that. As soon as it broke through this spot, I figure, okay, we're probably going to have some more upside momentum. As soon as it reaches resistance, I say, okay, I'm going to close my trade for profit here, and we'll see what happens. Well, what happened was we yanked all the way back right down to beneath the buy point. This is why I'm okay taking quick gains. If this stock had kept running, you're right, I'd have been sitting on the sideline. But as it stands, I collected my profit, and now I'm looking for my second trade of the day. Market was a little strong here in the pre-market. Looks a little weak since the open, but it's early here still. By the way, I'm still in my PSTG swing in that main account. I added a little bit late last week. I'm actually up on this, but if we take a look at the daily chart here, we really want to see this continue to push higher here. And we'll see if we end up getting that today. Now that I'm up on this trade and it's gone red and I added lower and all that stuff, I'm simply not going to let this trade go red. So if this yanks back to anywhere near my buy-in, I'm going to close it. There's no reason to take a loss at this point. Don, how many shares did you trade in IFBD? Don, I only traded 500 shares. I'm currently of the camp here that I'm bearish on the overall market, so I'm taking my gains quickly, and when I get into trades, I'm reducing size. IFBD is a name that I would typically trade probably 1,000 share lot just to try and capture that scalp. But with everything going on right now and with the market not behaving the way I think it should, I'm reducing my size on all trades. IFBD now, by the way, pulled back to this 216 level. Looks like it's trying to bounce here, but I'll wait for a more clear setup. You're welcome, Don.
Still kind of waiting for me on the upside. What's up? I thought you were getting ready to say something.
Oh, well, I just switched the chart to ASST. What I like here is that we're kind of riding right above the VWAP. The longer we stay here, the more I think that this is probably going to pick a direction and shoot. We get good buying volume. I think we go to the upside. High print here, 350, so 50 cents away. You might have some resistance there, but if we can take that 350 spot out, maybe we get a bigger run here on ASST. So really watching this VWAP level here, ASST, no position right now. AUUD being called out in the chat here. This is a penny stock. Looks like this bounced off the 62 level, currently at about 70 cents. We got VWAP at 76 cents.
All right, let's see if Apple's able to break that 182. That's something I'm keeping an eye on.
Here goes Ahi. Hey, Kat, what are you doing today? You having a rough morning? What are you doing? He's mad. He was yelling at me this morning. I don't even know why.
You done messed up.
He went and pushed and is pulling back for any of you that traded it. MCOM looks like this might be breaking high of day here on MCOM. Pre-market high I have on MCOM here is 52 cents for you penny players.
Carvana 50 cents away from a 20 break.
Let me go back to your chart, Zunaid. Oh, you got a 4 chart. Look at this. Zunaid out here balling.
I know. So we've
What
got
am I
Apple
doing with my one chart.
We've got Apple on the top left. We got Tesla on the bottom left. We've got Carvana on the bottom right. And then let's go ahead and put up the SPY here on the top right. I'll go ahead and move this so we can get a little bit of a better view. But basically, what am I looking at? So Apple right here on the top left, I'm waiting for a crack of 182. On Tesla, waiting for a crack of 250s to the upside. On Carvana, waiting for a crack of approximately $20 to the upside. Let's go ahead and check out MRVL. As you've got 6250 calls coming in on the ask that expired next week. So if you're trying to play Marvell, maybe wait for a crack of 62s to the upside.
XPEV pounding highs here, going for 10 on XPEV. Pure Storage back to the highs. Oh, I like seeing that.
We'll set an alert right here in case it wants to do anything. Let's go ahead since Tesla is a bit MRVL.
Yeah,
right,
good
Marvel's,
call, Ron. Sorry, go ahead.
You're good. You're good. Marvell's going to be on my watch here as you had. Let's see how much they put into this. You've got approximately $300,000 or so on Marvell, ticker MRVL. They bought the 6250 calls coming in on the ask, expiring on the 23rd of June. Again, that's 6250 stock currently trading at about 6150s.
By the way, it's also worth noting here real quick, Zunaid, I'm going to go back to your chart in a sec, but I do want to discuss this news item. Carnival shares trading higher after JP Morgan upgraded the stock from neutral to overweight. So excuse me. So remember, we're getting an upgrade there, not just a price target adjustment, but also raised the price target from 11 to 16. Also, Bank of America Securities upgraded the stock from neutral to buy. So CCL off those two upgrades, pushing higher here. Remember, Mitch told us when he got back from his cruise that things were booked. There were a lot of people there. Looks like that's materializing here. If we check RCL, which is Royal Caribbean, same story here. Cruises at the highs here, given what's going on, or given the bookings being strong. I have to ask Mitch when he gets back what he thinks about that. I can't remember if he's trading that or not. ASST breaking down here. Remember what I said about that VWAP? We're getting selling volume, a push away from the VWAP here. We got to wait for this to set up to trade this to the long side. Mitch is back. Mitch, you see what's going on with the boats?
Mm-hmm. Of course I see what's going on with the boat life, baby. Of course. And one of the things is I sold it. I sold it already. Sold my Norwegian.
I couldn't remember if you were in or
out.
Yeah,
it was coming up to the resistance, and I've had that drawn for a very long time. Trend line to touch around 1730s. I took my 20% winner. I ain't gonna be mad about it, right? I also had Carnival Cruise Line at one point, took 10%. Might have sold that one a little bit early.
What's up, Hendrix?
Yeah, you guys can see Hendrix.
I can see Hendrix.
Always.
All right, on Marvell, you're now trading at approximately 61.87. So if you did go ahead and take that one, I would go ahead and see if you want to scale out as you've got resistance approaching the $62 here from Friday. Yeah, you're about 6 cents away.
Intel making me a lot of money on the swing today. I will mention that. A lot of money.
XPEV here around $10. I'm going to take a shot at this one. Grab 200 shares on XPEV. Average price is 10.03. What's up?
By the way, here, this is a missed trade. We talked about this. I might have scalped it. I can't remember, but I didn't hold it here. We talked about IMGN, right? We talked about it when it was back here. It traded up, gapped up, nice little high and tight flag, broke out of that formation a little bit, came back in to test it, but didn't break down. And now we have the big move here. So when we first started talking about IMGN, we were in a 13 handle. We're now printing 18s, this thing moving to the high. This is a very, very similar formation to what I'm trying to capture here in Pure Storage. Boom, again, nice little high and tight flag, little pullback and hold. Now we're pushing away here. Maybe I'll get this move up towards 40 here, similar to what we're seeing in IMGN. I'm not in IMGN, definitely missed that one. That was a heads up given to me by one of my buddies. I opted not to buy it, but I ended up taking Pure Storage. So this one here is still working on Pure Storage. We'll see if we can get higher here. Really want to take the top off here, 335.71. Geo is shorting XPEV here. So it looks like you're shorting this move. Be careful. Those first day movers, sometimes those will rip your face off on the short side.
Wait, hold on. Who's going short?
Geo, short XPEV.
Ooh,
Pretty
about to
cat. Look at
battle.
that cat. Wow.
That
Mitch,
is-
look at the cat in this avatar.
That is a pretty cat.
That is a pretty cat.
Oh, you've got
Yeah.
CVNA, you've got Carvana to the upside, breaking 20 now at 2030. So I am long XPEV here. I am long at 1004s, and we're gonna wait till it gets around like the 1040s, maybe to go ahead and get out of that one. You've all got Carvana now at 20s, above 20s. So let's see what we want to do there.
Wis, we were talking about Ahi earlier. We were talking about it needing a potential move through 3. This high here looks like we got that on volume. I didn't trade it, so sorry I wasn't mentioning it as much as I should have. Cat Love in the chat. Love seeing that. Welcome. Ahi, this is actually still in play, by the way, Wis. We pull back to the VWAP here, and this finds any type of support. You might have another run in Ahi. Remember, this is continuation from last week on Ahi.
I've got an order to purchase Marvell at 6150s. What are we watching on SPY? Well, let's go ahead and check out the SPY.
Looking for a move below 3170s to maybe get long on Intel. Gotta share my charts up here.
On SPY, if we can go ahead and this is not the best one though. I kind of would love to take a scalp around this 430 area, but it's not the best way to go. So I think you might just be better off waiting for the 429s. Yeah. I mean, the range is obviously like, you know, $3 here. You've got the 429, which was Friday's low, and then you've got 432, which was Friday's high. Keep in mind, you've got so much happening this week.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard week. It's going to be a lot of swings to both sides, I feel like.
XPEP to the upside. We're now 10 cents in the money, but that's not quite enough for us. Again, we're waiting for about 40 cents to take our gains.
All right, going to look to see if I can get Intel back down below the VWAP, and I'll try to maybe take a long on that.
What about a firm, Mitch? Were you trading a firm last week? Are you still trading that? I can't.
Yeah, I called it for the move
today
earlier on that nice little push there towards 19. Doesn't look too bad right now. The main thing you just got to watch is the market today, right? And watch ARKK, things like that. Are growth moving higher, or do we see a turnaround there? I think that's the important thing to watch. Right now, you're seeing what? The Qs kind of just holding up here at the top of the range. Really not breaking out. If anything, just starting to hold below the VWAP. So be careful, because I do think we're going to get a little bit of a pullback action here. Now, the only question is how big of a pullback this week. It's going to be a battle right now, I feel like, to see if we can hold the stocks up here before CPI comes out tomorrow. Will we get already a pullback before that?
By the way, Ahi, this did push up towards the high, a big yank back. This is one of the reasons I wanted to say wait till the VWAP. Wis, I know you're in this from 280, still riding it. Good stuff, my man. Make sure you take those gains at some point. I would not let this trade go red on you, although we don't look in any immediate danger of that. Knock on wood. Don't want to curse the commentator there, I'm afraid, but good stuff here, Wis. And you're Wis also watching TTOO. Mind you, it is a penny stock.
Toast making a good move today. That's why another reason why I'd watch a firm. Interesting move there. Square having a decent day, at least pulling back right now, but we'll see what happens on those names.
Wally, good to see you this Monday morning. Happy Monday. Hope you and family are well. You're asking for Micron. Micron here still remaining strong. The big thing here with Micron is we still have this very apparent uptrend. So even on some of these pullbacks, we're really kind of holding this uptrend line. Now with the market being higher here, MU looks to be moving back up off this trend line. So maybe we do make a run towards that 75 level, only about 7 points away there. MU looking good as long as tech holds up here, Wally. If this reverses, this could come back. And if it breaks this trend line, lower we go, I think.
Walter, what trade copier do you run? 1, 2, XPEV now at 1027. So we're about 25 cents in the money on that one. Feel free to trim if you'd like. Would not be surprised if this wants to come back and test 10, but I'm waiting for about 1040, so about 12 to 13 cents more for me.
Just not getting VWAP bounces here. Things are going down, but really quickly getting scooped back up. PayPal looked interesting there for me towards 64, but didn't get to the VWAP, so it didn't take a shot there. You guys can see it right here. My VWAP is down there towards like below 63.95, 63.94. This looks good, but not getting me enough pullback to jump in it. We'll see what's going on in the Moo account today. I still got 2 trades and trying to battle, right? Last trade I did get was a small little red, so going to keep battling, right? We'll see what we get into today. I will say that at least Grab is making me a nice little gain, even though it's like 45 cents. Those Grab shares eventually going to be looking good once I be able to cash them.
Thanks for the insight.
I'm still waiting on my other 4, I think. 4 shares of Grab, Mitch. I think I get them beginning of July, so long as I don't ruin my account balance.
Intel there, nice little pullback, was looking for a similar move, right, to the VWAP. And what does it do? It doesn't give me a chance to get in. So I'm not going to chase. I'm going with the strategy, right? I could say that, yeah, I should have just got in at Intel at 3190s. No, because then if it goes down to 3175, I'm instantly out. So there you guys see it. Nice little move there on Intel. I like this on the daily. Daily kind of built up at 31s, looking really nice for a nice little move to 33s. I had this on the swing trade account, and I was even trying to day trade it just to ride the momentum today.
All right, currently in 1 trade, and that's XPAV. Currently looking to get into another trade, and that's going to be Marvell. If I can go ahead and get her around 6160s or so.
Lucid spiking here a little bit. I want to see how much the volume is coming in on it, but I did get a little bit of alert on there.
ASST, good call, Crow. Looks like we're coming back up here. We just moved through the VWAP. Looks like we're back testing this VWAP now. 286 is what I have. We'll see if this holds and builds and goes higher. Looks like Matt and Wisdom also on ASST. All right.
Trying to get a little bit of Lucid if I can get it on the pullback.
Yeah, Saad, good question here. Ryan, can you explain why you did not trade ASST? I'm red on it. Yes, because I wasn't sure what the first move away from the VWAP was going to be. This is what I was waiting for. So when we broke down, I took it off my screen. Shout out to the chat here who kept it on and looks to be trading this curl back to the VWAP. Now we're right back to balance here. So you probably shouldn't be red on it anymore or close to it. Let's see if we push and then move up. If we do, I expect to find more resistance here at 350. Saad, what I'm looking for in order to enter is confirmation of the momentum. If I can confirm it, great. That's what we were able to get here on IFBD. Definitely felt like there was an upside move coming. If I can't get it, I got no problem waiting.
Fisker starting to make a little bit of a move. I'm watching Lucid. I was watching that on Friday. Now it's pulling back here. Lucid already to 650s. I'm looking for pullbacks into the 630s to get in on Lucid. But I think that could squeeze up a little bit today. I'm catching that right here on Mumu. You can see it on the right-hand side. Nice big green bars showing up there. Looking for a pullback to jump in the party. I'm trying to get it on Mumu. I have it ready to go. We'll see what happens. All right. It seems like it's one of those days where not getting pullbacks, at least opportunities there. So I'm going to look for deeper time frame pullback. SPY's is hanging out at the VWAP. So we'll see what happens. Q's is actually below the VWAP. Interesting to see that. That's kind of getting that hit. What's going on with the bigger stocks? That's what I want to kind of see here. It looks like they're all up except Google right now from the open. AVGO up big. That's the one that's pushing strong today.
Seeing an interesting, unusual options trade here. Zunaid, I'd love your opinion on this. Let me flip back to my screen. I'm seeing a sweep here for the Amazon 140 calls that expire in October. They bought 1,636 of them, paid nearly $750,000. Premium here, 430. There is big volume in the October 20 strike here. For Amazon, 445 current ask on this contract. They were paying 430. So Amazon October 140s seeing across the scanner here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that. I think you already mentioned like about 2 million. Is that what you said?
I saw the one sweep that I was looking at was about $750,000. There might have been more that I wasn't looking at in that single transaction. That would mean repeat sweepers there.
So I've got that $750,000. So I've got 700,000 on one, and I've got another for 1.84. So you're looking at approximately 2.5 million on that one. I am in Amazon, just went in, got in at 124.62s. Now, one thing to keep in mind, this is a not way out, but it's not like a month out, 2 months out. It is all the way out to October. So don't buy this if you are going to, based on your own due diligence, and then be shaken out because of a 5-minute candle or because of an hourly or whatever the case is, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at the chart on Amazon. Let me go ahead and go to a one box. Excuse me. And look, so here's the thing. We're talking about it, which means other Discords, everyone else is talking about it, which means other people are also looking at this and trying to get in, which is why you see a nice little move there on Amazon for about 30 cents or so. I just got filled on something. I'm not sure what it was, but I'll take a look at it later on. Let's go ahead and pull up my chart here to see what we can find on the daily in terms of risk reward. And look at that. I'd already drawn this out sometime before. If I were to go ahead and get into this trade, I would go ahead and cut it if it broke the 120s. If we broke 120s on the daily, I would go ahead and get out. If we reclaimed it, I would go ahead and get in. That would be my personal risk reward. And 140s is all the way over here, right? So let's see if we've got any gaps that we can go ahead and play as well. So you do have this gap to fill above, which would be at approximately 133.91. So for me personally, if I were to go ahead and get into this trade, depending on how many contracts you get, target number 1 would be 127. Target number 2 would be 133. And then target number 3 would be about 140s if you were to get 3 contracts. Each contract is approximately $4.50. So you're looking at about a $1,200 commitment total. If it went to 0, that's how much you would lose. But that's what I've got in terms of risk reward right there drawn out for you. Feel free to do your own due diligence and see what you think is best. And in terms of what I did just get filled on, I believe it was Marvell is what I had filled on. In at Marvell at 61.60.
And by the way, real quickly on AHI, I know we've been talking a lot about this one here. AHI, great pullback to the VWAP, now bouncing here. I missed this one too. This would have been a really good entry here. Let's see where this stalls out. Looks like it's getting a little heavy here. No position for me, but good move here. Looks like a lot of you guys are on it. It's Crow still on it. J2K, CCL cruising. I see what you did there, J2K. My man. Let's see if AHI continues here or pulls back towards that VWAP. No position for me again. Sorry, Mitch.
No, you're good, man. I'm trying to be patient here, guys. I haven't taken a trade. Why? Because the Qs are still within a range here and haven't broken down or broken out. So I'm looking to see what they do first before I take too many trades. I know that some signs are pointing to the upside, but the Qs are still below VWAP. With that being said, I'm being careful.
VIX 1469, so we are up off the 1350 low that we printed on Friday, so a decent move here in the VIX. I wonder if that's the VIX bottom or if we're going to end up testing that again. No position for that. AHI yank right back to the VWAP here on AHI. Carvana, we had a short report this morning, didn't we? Kerrisdale Capital. Yeah, Kerrisdale Capital issues short report on Carvana, says it is short the stock. Carvana up 7.5%. So we take a look at the short interest here. Remember, as of June 10th, so as of last week, at the end of last week, we had 69.4% of its float shorted, 3.1 days to cover. Now we have another notable short seller coming out saying they are short the stock as of today. Carvana, this definitely has some squeeze potential. Not saying it's for sure going to do that, but definitely has some potential to do that here on Carvana. Big move.
You've got XPEV, whose 5-minute VWAP is near $10. I've got orders out there to purchase 300 more shares at $10 if I can get it. And again, keep in mind, we're also in Marvell at 61.60s. Oh, man. I had an order out to purchase Carvana at $20. It went as low as $20.08. So obviously missed that one. I'm going to go ahead and X out of that one just because it already came down. Maybe if VWAP is closer to $20, I'll do. But for now, I've got it at 1970, so not going to touch that one. So currently the trades that I'm in is XPEV at $10, currently trading 17 cents in the money. And also Marvell at 61.60s. That's only about 8 cents in the money. And then Amazon at 124.62. And that's about 23 cents in the money.
MGOL trading back up here, 256 looks to be the spot stopping it. The high from Friday, let me see if I can get you this high from Friday, 271 on MOGL. That was moving off the, or excuse me, MGOL. That was moving off the Messi news, wasn't it? Messi joining Inter Milan.
So do they own? Is that the parent company of Inter Miami?
I you know what? I
it's
don't
Inter Miami,
remember.
but yeah.
Let me see.
Q's trying to rebound here. I'm going to see if they reject the VWAP and then come back down and move back above 356.50s. Could be the break to the upside. We'll see what happens.
MGOL, the company has one reportable segment which sells a range of products under the soccer legend Leo Messi brand. So I think that one of the catalysts here is likely that now he's moving to an American market. There might be Americans that are not yet huge Messi fans that might actually buy paraphernalia for him. Maybe that's the thesis here. Definitely moving on the Messi news.
Interesting. Well, so if we can go ahead and take a look at the chart, I've got the 15-minute up here. You've got it up there as well, but you've got the trend line is what I've got drawn. So if we break this one, maybe you get a nice little move to the upside. That's all I wanted to show. Let's see. Let's go ahead and kind of do a round the clock. So XPEV, nothing really happening there. 12 cents there. MRVL, again, another 12 cents. Waiting for a crack of 62 is what we're waiting for here. If we crack 62, I won't sell it. I'll wait for about 62.40s or so to go ahead and sell mine. But on Amazon, we're about 30 cents in the money, but I want to go ahead and crack this 25 and maybe get to around 25.50s, and I'd look to sell that one. But again, if we go ahead and get down in terms of the SPY, which we can go ahead and check out right now, all of those are going to get pulled and yanked. But SPY at the moment is making higher highs the past 2 to 3 15-minute candles. Currently on the third one at the moment.
All right, guys, thinking about taking a little bit of a risk here in the prop account. It would be for the SQQQs back to the upside here. Would have to risk about 10 cents, so it'd be about $50 risk here. Just got to determine if I'm going to take the shot here early on in the day.
Yeah, and apparently Miami also has a nice Argentinian fan base, if you will, community. So maybe that has something to do with it.
Yeah, Beck saying lots of Messi fans here in Arizona and Ronaldo as well. Arizona, pretty big soccer state, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not surprised. Messi and Ronaldo, two of the biggest soccer stars in the world.
All right, Q's coming down here. I just missed the buy there for the SQQQs. I'm going to look to see if the Q's break here and actually go to the downside. I'm looking for some kind of quick pullback for the Q's back towards like 355.90s when this cracks. And then I'll also look for the same pullback towards 56 or 55s here to get in on the SQQQs. There they go to 2163s. Would have already got about 15 cents there for 500 shares. So was a little bit lagging there at 50s. Should have maybe taken my shot. Now I'm looking for the pullback entry. We'll see if I get it.
Yeah, on that pullback, Marvell is down about 20 cents. Amazon came right back down as well, so you can see that.
Market showing weakness here, by the way, across all indices. Even Apple at the lows.
I'm looking for any pullback here to 55s, 50s here, but the SQQ is already making a move. I could go after maybe like a SOX S trade. That could be another way to go about this. This is at $11 there, and it's just lagging a little bit behind here. We could make a move back towards like 11.15, 11.17 is what I see. We'll see what happens.
Buglog asking, Ryan, what's your thoughts on BRCC? At first, I thought you meant Black Rifle Coffee Company, but when I typed it up here, this is BRC Inc. I don't think this is what this is. Veteran-controlled company. Yeah, this is it. This is Black Rifle Coffee Company. Okay, so I guess I would have expected that in the title here. Anyway, thoughts on this? First of all, I do like the coffee. Definitely support veterans any way that you can. They make some pretty good coffee. I don't have any right now. As far as the actual stock goes, I've never really traded. This looks like kind of a rough chart. Maybe we've bottomed. I don't have any thought on actually trading or swinging this here. Maybe we're up off the bottom. If you wanted to swing this, I would just swing this against the lows. But I have no angle or line on this bug.
keeping an eye to see what happens today. I see utilities getting into the red. I see energy in the red. So feeling good about my XOM short. I could go after it a little bit more with some different types of trades there. Drip already coming off the 1430s back towards 1465. Maybe it holds a 450 pullback here. Doesn't look too bad on the day. The drip. Chevron. What's up with Chevron? Now starting to take a little bit of a dip after going towards prior resistance, rejecting that move. SQQQ's not coming back enough there. They went back to 58s. I wanted like 55s. So not really giving me an opportunity there. I missed my chance to buy. So now I just got to be a little bit more patient on the day. But definitely had a shot there to buy it. I'm just going to take my shot. Now I'm just going to see the Qs actually really crack down, which is a move through 355.25 here. We'll see what happens. I'm just not trusting so much of the up move with CPI and FOMC around the corner.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to make of this week on the macro level, Mitch, so I'm kind of with you there. By the way, ASST, I know a couple of you are talking about this one. ASST is hanging right out at VWAP. Wisdom saying Black Rifle is the spokesperson. Heather Lynn is hilarious on YouTube. She is hilarious. Also a pretty good shot. I follow her. ASST, there's definitely, sorry, Mitch, there's definitely still a move here. The longer this coils, wait for the volume to confirm the direction. Sorry,
Trying to think about a NVIDIA short off a 390 area. VWAP for me is around 389.87. I want to go towards 390s, and I want to maybe risk off a 391s here to see if I can get a bigger move on the day. This needs to come back, though. I can't just jump into it right here because if it comes back to VWAP, I just get stopped out immediately. So we'll see what happens on NVIDIA, see if it can come back there towards the VWAP. It just kind of came close to it and then turned around there. So I'm trying to see if it can go up there a little bit higher and then just start cracking down. A lot of stocks made a little bit of an up move earlier in the day, giving a nice look on the dailies like they're looking bullish. And then we'll see if these daily candles turn from green to red today. That'll be a major sign to look out for. Like, let's say like an AMD. AMD is making a nice little pop off that looks really good on the chart. But of course, if that candle goes to red, it's going to be looking like a pop off top. There's a lot of stocks like this, even like a stock like Intel right now. I'm like, man, do I just take the profits and run? I just got to be a little bit more patient because this is a swing trade, but these stocks could pull back today. Apple now slightly going into the red, Microsoft into the red, Tesla hasn't gone to the red yet.
ASST trying here at 3, a little bit of size at 297.
Microsoft went red fast, man.
I have no position in ASST. Looks like
bouncing NVIDIA, but not getting it.
Carvana looking at, oh man. Carvana went back and almost tested $20. Missed my entry once again. 2004 is where it went as a low.
Firm squeezing still 2. Upstarts getting the push. There it is. Another one that's surprising one is a Beyond Meat. That spiked the last time. That's getting a little spike there. VWAP bounce around 1250s.
Big pull in ASST. Walter, it's chilly here. It was 50s yesterday on Sunday. It was like 85 on Saturday when I golfed, and then it was 50s on Sunday, and it rainy. I just watched golf and relaxed all day. It was excellent.
Can't blame you, my friend.
What would have been my exit? So here, my first exit. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at Carvana since you asked me that question. I would have come back and taken a look here, and I would have said, hey, look, my first exit, I would have probably wanted it early. I would have probably wanted it around 2040s. And then my second exit would have been at this 2095, which you can see here was a support area where it bounced off of a couple of times. So this would have been my second exit right over here. And then my runners, if I had any remaining, I would have just let it be and just ride the 10-minute EMA on it. And just see
The ending
how that
yesterday
goes.
was absolutely spectacular. Oh, Canada, so happy for them. Buglog saying, Ryan, I'm gonna take a shot on Black Rifle Coffee for the long haul. Being a veteran myself, I'll support. Love to hear it, man. Thank you for your service. Who knows? This could be the next Starbucks or Bros. I'm telling you, the coffee is good. For those of you that like really bold coffee, Black Rifle does make a good product, no question. SEV going here. Maybe take a trade in the small account. It's already up. That's up 8 cents here today.
Lucid pulled back to those levels where I was thinking about getting it, but on a day like this where I've seen the queues just lag and lag and lag, I'm not going after it. Definitely missed my trade there with the SQQQ. A little bit of a lagging moment there. And why? I had to jump ahead of the price action, not after the price action. So I was looking to get up right here on the 2150s, getting a little bit of a push, looking for the queues to break down. Exactly what happened here. But the only problem is that I would have to front run the price action. I kind of stayed on the watch. Looking for NVIDIA to come back to VWAP, no chance there. It just seems like today, both sides didn't give me really a chance to kind of get in, and now they're just kind of flushing through. So it's going to be one of those days where we just might miss some moves today. We'll see what happens.
Way to take that trade, Raz, on Carvana. Hello. I've also got 400 shares now on XPEV, which is an average price of 10.02. So 400 shares on XPEV. Let's go ahead and bring that up. As you've got the 10 test right over here once again. My stop loss on it is approximately 979. You've got a bounce from VWAP here on Amazon.
SEV is going here. Shoot.
And he scores. I got you up.
Yeah, I didn't take it. I have no position here. I was looking at this in the small account, but I didn't take it. Nice little volume pop here though on SEV. Oh, sorry. I was looking at Moo here. Let me add this to the stream. Let me show you what I was looking at. This is what I was looking at here. So I would have really liked to have gotten this right around 28. We ended up not pulling back. We're going higher here on SEV. So I was looking to get 500 shares here in the small account. I got plenty of day trades, so was hoping for this one, but it's 33 now, SEV. Wow, this is going.
Tesla struggling here around the 250s. We'll see if it takes 250 again, but it's trying to hold above VWAP, but I feel like it could get hit really hard on the downside. So I'm even thinking about maybe potentially shorting it, but just got to be careful with Tesla. All right, going to take my first attempt here on Tesla short towards 249s. Just got to be smart, risk off the 249s to begin with. And if I do get stopped out on any upside action, it's okay. Just going to go ahead and start taking a shot there. 249 for Tesla short on the prop account. I'm going to do it off 249.01s. Have the stop ready to go if I need to get out. Big thing for me is just trying to be smart with an earlier spot and keeping the risk to reward in mind. So the max I want to be risking on these trades about $50. I want to be making about $300 to $400 on each trade. We'll see what happens. Now Tesla coming down, looking interesting here. If it could really break down towards the 47.50.
SEV right back up to that 34 cents. EOSE, by the way, this was one from Noel. We got another Double D James Santangelo here at the office is actually trading EOSE. Nice little move above the highs from last week. This looks good here.
See if I can get this move down to 246.
Mitch, Don, is it Dan or Don? Let me see. It's Dan. Dan, I think I called you Don earlier. I'm sorry about that, my man. Dan is asking, is that an option play in Tesla?
No, it's a prop play here. Straight equity entrance, and average is 248.07.
By the way, Zunaid, great PSA earlier when you were talking about those Amazon calls. Remember, we did get that initial pop on those long dated calls. Come back in a little bit here. The ask on that contract still 450, so that contract holding its value, but really, really good PSA, not necessarily chasing that initial pop and kind of waiting for it to come back since those calls were more longer dated.
Let me go ahead and give you another one here. So this isn't as big, but it's more of a recent move that can happen. I am in AVGO, ticker AVGO. My average price is 826.44. You had the 870 calls come in on the ask expiring this week, approximately $200,000 worth. So here I've got the 30-minute chart up. Let's go ahead and put up the 15. As you can see on this right here, after hours, you had resistance around this 824 area. And then the next day on the 2nd of June, a Friday, you had that be a resistance as well. We've popped above. I'm expecting this to go ahead and hold on as support. And also you had this options come in. That's the second thing. Number 3, you've also got VWAP there. My stop loss on this would be a crack of about 820. So I'm risking approximately $7 on this trade, which means I'm looking for at least $7 to the upside, and then maybe more if you're someone who wants to go ahead and swing it. So my stop loss on this would be 820. If you grab the options, they're about $4.50.
Great call here by the Crow and Smoked Tuna in the chat. IFBD looking like it's trying to pop out of that 210 resistance, maybe making a move back to VWAP here. I am not in this anymore. I traded this earlier, not back in it, but IFBD looking like that's trying to move back to VWAP here.
We'll see if the Qs recover here. They're trying.
Marvell holding on to VWAP, trying to get right back to 62s. We're in at an average price of 61.57. Let me see what the AVGO.AVGO.
SEV, that was a big move. So there, you know, I'm disappointed that I missed SEV in the small account, because this would have been perfect. This would have been perfect for a trade here. I was looking at, again, I wanted this pull back down to this 28 consolidation area. Never really got there, and it just kind of took off here. Now, should I have chased it at 30 cents? Yeah, well, knowing that it went to 40 cents, sure, I should have chased it, but I didn't know that was going to happen at the time. Hopefully I'll be able to catch something like this. This would have been a great little trade for the small account. This would have brought me probably back to close to 500 there. I would have been right back to the starting balance here. But you know what? Not going to let that bother me. We're just going to keep our eyes open for something else.
I'm going to go ahead and grab one of those contracts on AVGO as well. Just grabbed only one. Average price is 420. See if we can get about $5 on it. So I'm going to risk about $80 on it if it does go ahead and crack. But so far we're looking okay. We're up about $2 on the equity side of things. And there's Marvell. Come on, baby. Let's go. Marvell's up about 23 cents from our entry. Excuse me, I lied. 21 cents from our entry.
Yeah, and shout out Becca mentioning SoFi. Someone else mentioned SoFi earlier. I know we didn't look at this one. I didn't bring it up. I did see it moving, but I didn't talk about it. I'm sorry about that. Whoever else mentioned SoFi earlier, great stuff here. SoFi moving again here towards the highs. Nice little push out of the gate. Pull back to VWAP and then a break of those highs here. Really, really good action in SoFi. No position for me. Great shout here by the chat, though.
Yeah, and I remember that individual also talked about how they were making a lot of money on it. So I did pull up SoFi. And here, let me go ahead and share my charts on it. So SoFi, you've got, you're now clearing previous session highs, which is approximately 880. So you're above that. Let's see if that holds on as support, especially if VWAP can get up there and you get that test. That could be a nice little buy on SoFi if you wanted to go that route. Let's go ahead and check out Amazon, as that one is holding on to VWAP and bouncing there as well. Our average price on Amazon is about 124.61s. Let's go ahead and check out AVGO. Sorry, I'm looking at the other broker. AVGO bouncing from that VWAP beautifully now. So far so good. Let's see what our contracts are worth that we purchased at 420. They're going for about 450 on the ask. I've got sell orders. Again, I only have one contract. I've got sell orders ready to go at approximately $5. If I need to sell it at 480, I will. But for now, it's at $5 in case we get a nice little pop on that one and revisit the highs. The highest these contracts have gone today is $5.77. Taking a look at XPEV, we're in at about 10.0. What's my average price? 10.02. And those are about only 5 cents in the money. So that's nothing crazy there. We're waiting for a move at least back to 1020s on that one. And then you've also got Marvell, which has been kind of playing with us a little bit. That's holding on to VWAP as well.
All right, order out there for 1095 for Success for the Moo account, baby. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, it just was on the bid there. Now I got to jump up probably to 95. We'll see if I get the fill here. I'm seeing a lot of fills loading up and ready at 95, 96 here. And I'm starting to see the Qs maybe just rejecting here and then coming back. But we'll see what happens, guys. There you go. Just grab Success there. Going to hold toward about 10-cent risk here and see what happens.
Real quick, I think it was Buglog here. Thank you for finally talking about SoFi. Yeah, sorry about that, man. I know you folks mentioned this earlier. There was a lot going on today. It was nothing personal. Sometimes we're gonna miss some of the things that are moving here. We'll try and do better every single day, of course. But hopefully that's working for you. Buglog saying SoFi is my best trade so far this year. Crassy saying the same thing. I love seeing our community make money, folks. I cannot tell you how happy this makes me. What an awesome Monday here.
All right, guys, so I'm already into the trade here. So now what do? I just stick to the reward, the risk and reward. You guys will see me here right there. I said 10 cents, right? I got in there at 94s. I'm going to trigger out at 84s, and stop limit would be hit there at 83s. We'll see what happens if I do get the up move or not. That's what it's all about.
Speaking of up move, you've got Amazon that's moving to the upside. Let's go, baby, as that's looking to crack above 125, setting resistance there at the moment, but we are in the money. On one side, I've got the average price of 124.62, so we're up nicely on that one. I'm trying to see what my average price is here, 124.67. So, 5-cent difference, nothing crazy. I'm not going to sell it here, though. I'm going to wait for a pop of about 125.30s or so, as we do just slightly get above 125s there. So nice little trade there, approximately 43 cents in the money. Come on, baby. The only thing that we're waiting on now is Marvell and XPEP. What's up?
Raz is saying, Ryan, please never apologize. You guys are awesome. We really appreciate that, Raz. But one of the things that Mitch, Zunaid, and I all pretty much breathe throughout the course of our life is that we can always do better. And I think that that's something that most traders adopt over the course of their career. They're that feeling that you can always do better. So we want to hear feedback. That helps drive us. Appreciate the kind words, though.
Joshua, best prop firm for stocks. Mitch and I use a couple of different ones. Mitch uses, you want to talk about what you use?
Yeah, I use Trade the Pool, and that's for U.S. stocks. So if you're looking for U.S. stocks, I got you.
Yeah, and then for me, I use Search Trader. So check out both of those. Hit us up if you need any help setting it up. I believe they also had a sale going on, different things like that. So Mitch and I can take care of you if you wanted it. AVGO, nice little pop. Come on, baby. Let's go ahead and put that one up on Trading View. There we go. Look at that bounce. So again, just looking left, right, and not chasing it when it came here and waiting for that drop to go ahead and come near VWAP. That's why we were able to get into this one. Those contracts that we purchased at about 420 are now going for about 480 on the ask. We're looking to sell at 5. Looks like MGOL is moving
right to the
again.
highs. Great job on that, chat.
So look, big spike on the Qs there. Just want to note that a big spike.
To upside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got that trend line that we drew, right? So let's see how it behaves. Is it going to act as resistance? What I would love in an ideal world, if you're long, and it may not even do this as I'm talking, is if it kind of consolidates here and then makes a nice little move, right? Catch a breather. Let's go ahead and regain some balance in the world. And if we can move above that, that'd be great. But you can see how that trend line acting as a little bit of resistance at the moment. There's that smackdown. Look at that. About 10 cents there on that one. You're looking for a good option today? Or are you looking for something that expires today? Because one, that's, you know, quite risky. And two, we gave out some nice flow that was coming in.
Daniel Lee, welcome, Daniel. Hi, guys. New to this channel. Seems like a great community. Do you typically give us your next option ideas? Daniel, the way this channel works, first of all, welcome. We do have a great community. You're absolutely right there. What Mitch, Zunaid, and I, we talk about what we're trading here, and we focus mainly on the process rather than the call out. Although, as you can see, we give plenty of call outs throughout the day, as well as the chat doing the same thing. None of these are if you decide to trade something, that's going to be your idea. We will discuss what we're trading here, but of course, we're not making any recommendations or anything like that. We have a big emphasis on process and how we identify and trade these things. Welcome. Hope you love your time here.
Yep, and here it is. So we're still trying to battle against that trend line, trying to break it. It's touching it once again.
Tesla going down here towards 247.40s again. Will it break down? I really don't want to see it get back above the 248s now. I just want to see it take out 247 and keep going lower.
We've talked about that level of 250, right? Look at that resistance right there. One came right back to test it today, got smacked there one more time. So that, I know someone mentioned, hey, Tesla puts, those are the opportunities where you want to go ahead and grab puts, is when it's testing that resistance area, because your stop loss is going to be quite low if the trade works and doesn't break. And here's Baba. We set an alert on Baba to go ahead and break to the upside. So now my focus is going to be on Baba, because look at how many times we hit resistance. Once, twice, three. Couldn't even test it up, get it up there 4th time. And now we'll see if it can go ahead and march upwards of 87. We'll wait for this candle to close. This is the 15-minute chart, about a minute left in this one. And we'll see how Baba wants to behave. And of course, we've got a trend line right above it as well. But keep an eye on Baba for a crack of 87s. You're welcome, Dan. Zeke, yeah, I mean, there's so many different ways to trade options. Obviously, the riskier, quote unquote, the movement comes in quite quick if you're getting zero date expiration. So if they expire today. But we trade all different types of things. Someone wants to take a look at the SPY. Let's go ahead and take a look at the SPY. It's still kind of in that range. I mean, look, just look at the chop. And we've talked about this because of how big of a week it's going to be. So you can see we're literally in the range of, let's see how big this range is. For the past, how long have we been on? For the past hour, we have been within 0.23% of a move. That's all it's been. Nothing. Literally been bouncing around for a point for the past hour. And you've got other stocks that are moving, right? Like AVGO now at 480. Excuse me, it's at $5 on the ask. That's where we're sitting on. We're waiting
Finally
for AVGO.
Cracking a little bit. Cracking a little bit here on Tesla, looking really good now as we start to come down here. I wanted to break 246 and I'll be up 2 points on 50 shares here for the prop account. Then start looking to size down here, taking maybe a quarter of it off and looking for the big move down. There's a bigger support right underneath it, so I don't want to be battling this too much. The next move is 245. I'll see what happens if we can break down the 246.
The equity that we got on AVGO at 824.64, I'm going to go ahead and sell that one right now. And my fill on that is 830.82. So we had purchased it around 826s. We are out at approximately 830.82. We still have that one contract left, which is at $5 on the ask, which is where we are sitting. So just a little bit of a move to the upside should go ahead and fill us. Looks like the last trade on that was about 480, 490 is where it's moving. And you've got Marvell back above around 61.71s, and Amazon has not gotten a chance to get over 125 and hold.
IFBD does look like it's trying to take out this formation here on IFBD. I have the high of this previous one at 219. So we'll see if we end up breaking that. And I have no position on this second go around here. I'll let you know if I jump in.
Looking to see if the SPY makes a new low and the Qs make a new low here, and then Tesla could follow.
All right, I lost my patience, went ahead and sold AVGO. Instead of getting it at $5, I got it at $4.93. So AVGO out of the equity, out of the contracts. I still believe this is going to be a nice little mover, but I only had one contract, so I wanted to go ahead and take my gains, especially if the Qs are looking to kind of go below VWAP. And then, of course, you've got the SPY, which is still trying to recover itself as well. But I am out. I believe this will go much higher, but I want to go ahead and lock in my gains as well, especially when I've got a position in Marvell. I've got, 200 shares there. I've got about 500 shares on the Amazon trade. And then we've got XPEV as well. So just want to kind of de-risk and take gains where I can. By the way, on XPEV, we're just sitting at $10. So here's the minute chart. VWAP is right at 10. We are right at 10. Our average price is approximately 10.02. So we're waiting for this move to go ahead and get right back to at least 1020 so that I can go ahead and scale out of 200 shares and then see if we can go ahead and visit about 1040s or so.
All right, guys, going to depend a lot on this kind of next 5 minutes, I think is very important. We're past that 1030 spot where we usually see another trend happen, and that's where I'm looking to see what happens. On the Qs, you have a lot of resistance there on the 5 minutes. You can see this. It doesn't mean that it can't break through it because it did put a big bullish engulfing candle on it prior. Let's see if it makes a move to 356.50s. That's the upside move. SPY, you can see bottoming here also, right? And so we'll see what happens. Does these MACDs turn over and go to the upside? That's another thing that I'll be keeping an eye out for, but also looking to see if Tesla can go lower here. It's made a low there of 246.31, but if this goes up, I might just have to take the money and run in Tesla.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and get ready for our interview here in a second. But as Mitch kind of mentioned early on to start the show, we do have a new show that my man Gates is going to go ahead and do. He's going to be the one to host it. It's called the Trader Bacon Show. It's sponsored by Apex, which means we will have a couple of giveaways. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We'll talk to Gates. He'll be hosting the show here in about 15 minutes or so. So make sure you kind of stick around. But I'm going to go get ready for the interview that we've got coming on at about 10:45. I'll be back in about 10 minutes, y'all.
All right, Q's are trying to make that up move. I'm trying to give him a second here to see if I get another click down, but I might just have to take the money, the little money that I have in Tesla and run. Just trying to be patient with it because it's either going to give me a bigger win or I'll just stop out just slightly in the red or break even. So I'm okay with that right now. I just got to be smart and just let the stocks try to work here.
ASST just popped through 3. I wasn't quick enough to catch it. Let's see if it holds this and moves. I was not quick enough. Looks like it's pulling back. Wow, nasty yank back to VWAP. I guess I'm lucky. Sometimes better to be lucky than good, folks.
SPY right back down here towards the lower at the end. I'm looking to see if the SPY breaks down here and Tesla breaks down.
Oh.
Looking good there. Now starting to get that pullback. There it goes. SPY starting to leak here. Can I break here? 246 with Tesla. Be ready to take a majority of it off. I'll take about 30 shares off here if I can break this.
Got your screen up, Mitch.
Perfect. Trying to see it break 246, and then I'll put on an order at least a limit of 246, but I'll take it anywhere I can get it. Almost close, 246.11 showing up here. 246.03 showing up there. Putting it out already just to cover it if it covers through that. There's 246. Can it fill me some of it? There we go, baby. Boom, 30 shares filled there at 246. Went with the plan, team. Went with the plan versus getting greedy there. Trust me, part of me was like, no, Mitch, just take it off. Let's see how far it can go. No, I'm taking some green here, especially with the Qs above VWAP. If the Qs were at the bottom of the range, I would keep full size. I see the SPY coming down here. I need the Qs to show me this kind of weakening, bottoming again, and then I can maybe keep adding to Tesla. But now it's like I got in some profits. I can do stop on the rest, 248.07, and just let the stock work.
Nice job, Mitch.
especially like early on in the day, one of the things that we want to be, at least I want to be focusing on, is more like just trying to get profits, right? Like we got to start the day off right, get ourselves a nice little cushion, and then we can try to play a little bit more.
Yeah, see, and that's kind of what I was saying earlier when Dan was asking me about the share size of IFBD. That's one of the reasons I took small share size. If I can get green on the screen, if I can build that little bit of buffer that you're talking about, it's going to make it easier for me to hold things when they don't instantly go the direction that I wanted. We're looking at a lot of stocks here. I mean, if you just take a look at ASST, that broke through 3, popped, and then immediately got yanked. Now we're right back here at 3. So, you know, I didn't play this one because I was a little bit slower here. It looks like it's stopping at 3 again. It'll be interesting to see if we take 3 here, by the way, for all you ASST traders. Looks like Crow is still in it. So again, you know, if I can get a little green on the screen, then I can take a little bit more risk.
All right, so I'm going to work down my stop to 246.50 here. So just trying to continue to work that down, right? I think it's very important to focus on that. So I'm just going to try to work it down. I want to see the Qs make a move to the downside here, but if they go through that 356.25 again, it could be a big up move. There's a nice move there for Tesla down to 245s. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so now I'm going to start looking for the SQQQs because those look like those want to kind of crumble here, and I could do maybe a 5-cent risk now. Okay, so focusing in here, trying to get some SQQQs. Okay, just bought a little bit there at 52. Let's see the Qs crack 356 and not come back through 356.30. That's going to be the very important level to watch for. A move back above 356.30s could push right back. So got to keep that in mind.
ASST looks like it's trying to take 3 here. There it goes through 3. Didn't pop. Let's see if it actually pushes here or if we do end up getting that pop as we draw in more buyers.
Here comes that test for that move. All right, adding a little bit more to the SQQQ long. Okay, and I just want to set that stop up, just protect myself. 300 shares at 21.51. All right, protection set there for SQQQs. That's through the 2140s. I'd get out at 2138s. The Qs are pressing to the upside, so just be careful. If I do get that upside move, I could see a push.
ASST going here. You guys that were waiting are being rewarded here. If I were in this from prior to 3, I'd be closing it right here. No position for me on ASST, but we are moving out of this formation. Great spot by all of you guys. The second attempt through 3 here, giving some more strength.
All right, now I got to focus on Tesla to see if the Qs come back up. If they do, I'm going to take the rest off of Tesla. If they don't, I'll hold on to it. It's as simple as that for me.
Ryan, get some rest, man. Appreciate you coming back. Glad to hear everything's going well. The community will be waiting for your return. Be sure to get some rest. Have a great day, my man.
All right, guys, I'll show you what's going to determine it here, guys. So I'm going to put a really big screen here for you guys. So if the Qs make this move up towards the 356.50s, well, that means I got to cut Tesla immediately here. But if it comes right back below the 356 and goes to this box on the downside, that's when I'd be looking for Tesla to continue. It's as simple as that for me. All right, in a second, we'll be getting and shifting on over to our interview on the day. So Zunaid will be joining us in just a second here. A lot going on in the day, so it doesn't look like we'll be able to get you guys the end of this Tesla or SQQQ trade. But where can you find out more about that? Of course, you guys can go over to Start Swing Trade. That's where I'll go ahead and I'll talk about also trade the pool and talk about different outlooks. we'll still be having these trades going on. So if you want to keep up with us, you can always reach out to us also on Twitter at MoneyMitchBZ, at Ryan Faloona, and of course, my man, Made in India. Give him a follow, of course. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up, get you guys over to this great interview coming up. We'll see what happens in the queues today. It's been a battle, team. I'm going to keep battling. I know Ryan and Zunaid will. And of course, guess what? We'll see you all tomorrow. Definitely check out Mumu if you guys want to go ahead and try to get access to what you guys see, this platform right here, and battling. A lot of analytics here for you guys to check it out. I'll go ahead and throw up the link in the chat. That's going to do it for us. Any last comments, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm going to address this comment to leave here from Sal. Question: if small gains on the day and walking away better than trying to make bigger gains as you're building your portfolio? Sal, Mitch talks about this a lot. Know when to go gas, know when to go brakes. When things are working for you, when you have a good feel for what's going on, that's when you want to trade more. If you feel like you got lucky on a couple, or what's going on doesn't really make sense, maybe back off a little bit and wait for a better setup. Best advice I can give you: trade what you know, trade the strength. Don't fight the trend.
Yeah, I call it trading in the zone. You got to know if you're in the zone or if you're out of the zone. And that's going to matter a lot, right? We're all going to be having moments where we have that up wave, down wave. Try to make sure that you control the down wave and, of course, ride those up waves. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Ryan Faloona, myself, I'm out. I'll let you guys take over here. I'll let Zunaid take over and get to his interview.
All right. Appreciate it, man. We've got a lot of things coming up. My leg's asleep, but we don't have time to wait. First, we're going to go ahead and talk to Mr. Thomas, who is the founder and CEO of Sprinklr. We're going to talk to him about everything that's going on in the AI world and also what they're doing with their company. They gave guidance and had a couple of announcements. We're going to talk about them. And then we've also got Gates, who's going to be hosting the Trader Bacon show at 11 o'clock as well. So make sure you kind of stick around. But without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring on Mr. Thomas. How's it going?
It's fantastic. Can't complain. God is kind.
Indeed. Well, look, we appreciate you taking the time to join us here today. And, there's so much that I want to talk about in terms of what you guys recently announced, and especially with the AI type of things. But if you could explain it to the folks at home who may not be familiar, what is it that your company does?
Yeah, we provide a unified customer experience management platform for large global companies. What that means is if you are a company like a Microsoft or a Samsung or any of the top brands in the world, we give you a platform to do customer service, marketing, advertising, customer insights, sales, social, anything that touches the customer on digital. We give you a platform to do that in one place.
And what I love about that is, especially in today's world with social media, right? I mean, TikTok, I think, just has released, I don't know how long it's been, but TikTok Shop is what they just recently went ahead and released. So it's like the world is moving towards this, digital sales, buying from influencers, this, that, and the other. Have you seen a huge uptick in sales in the, what do they call it? The content creator economy?
Absolutely. We are seeing channels proliferate. And so every 5 years there's something new. People shifting from one to the other, things like micro videos and new things coming on board. Influencers and micro media is a huge deal. And so if you're a large brand, you need to figure out the right way to get to this new splintered audience in a way that makes sense for that audience. And we're attention starved everywhere in the economy.
You recently talked about your revenue for the first quarter, which was about 174 million or so, which was up from about 145 million a year ago. So that's about an increase of 20%. What has been the main factor that has led to your growth so substantially? And mainly, are you going to be able to sustain it? My apologies there.
Yeah. So let me give you three main reasons that we're seeing sort of a steady uptick in the demand for our services. The first is we're enjoying this attention that artificial intelligence is bringing for us. We've been doing this for 5 years and celebrating AI because we deal with unstructured bi-directional human conversations. So building thousands of AI models and really understanding over 100 languages, something we did. And now with ChatGPT, the average person is now a lot more attuned to what AI can do. The second thing is we recently, in the last year or two, we built out our core products to go mainstream. And one of those is our customer service products. So we have a voice-based CCaaS product that brings digital and social along with voice into one console. And we've been disrupting the contact center space a lot because it's a very new concept for the contact center to have one console to deal with all channels. So our focus on the contact center is bringing us new deals and new awareness and new brands. And contact center is a 40-year-old industry that needs to be disrupted, and the world is shifting, and we're able to play into that. And lastly, we're seeing the C-suite buy into this idea that we need to bring these markets and business units and channels together. And so we're seeing our bigger customers, the ones that pay us $10 million or more, buy more. And we're becoming the third or fourth platform, along with Salesforce and Adobe, for large companies in their front office.
Yeah, I love that story that on the AI side of things, and especially the ChatGPT. I mean, look, my GPA would have been a lot higher if I had ChatGPT in high school. I can tell you that much. But let's talk, you went ahead and had an announcement on the 23rd as well. Would love to hear a little bit more about that around AI.
Absolutely. So what we announced was a suite of capabilities that we call AI Plus. So we have thousands of AI features that have been developing for 5 years. And what we're now doing is we're using the power of generative AI to make those better and add new capabilities. So I'll give you a quick example. In the contact center, we did have the ability to prompt an agent to come up with the right solution. It's called smart responses. Prior to ChatGPT and OpenAI and generative AI capabilities, the prompt were pretty crisp and to the point. So the agent had to kind of develop a script around it on the fly, which puts a lot of cognitive load on them. What generative AI has been able to do for us is give us a fully formed script. And so, you just read it out, and we're seeing a 300% uptick in adoption. So that's an example. On the outbound side, engagement, coming up with content and images instead of just basic stuff. Now we can give fully formed copy, and that's just a huge leap from how users can perceive the power of AI to be helping them.
Yeah, you mentioned prompts. We actually spoke with the head of AI of Qualcomm earlier today, and they mentioned how you have to master scripts to fully be able to optimize, AI and different things like that. I'm looking to get a tattoo, and I was like, hey, I could hire a designer, or I could go to the internet and find an AI where it's like, hey, here's what I am looking for description wise, and it'll give you a bunch of different ideas. So it's so much more than just, a script situation. There's a lot more that we can do. A lot of companies are moving into AI. You've got competition. Why do you feel like your company has the biggest edge to kind of be able to take over the marketplace and do what you do at a higher level?
Well, it's going to boil down to one simple question. Is AI a feature for you? Are you like suddenly jumping on the bandwagon, launching a feature, adding a product, adding a SKU? Or is that built into the core of everything you do? And I think right now it's confusing because everyone says the same thing.
Yeah.
But I think what's going to separate out the winners in AI from, everybody else, and make no doubt about it, everybody's going to do AI.
Yeah.
But I think the winners in AI, the true AI companies, don't see this as a feature or even a product. It sees as the AI as an enabler for everything we do. And that's what we've been doing for 5 years. And it's just super visible now because people go, oh, your smart routing was based on AI. Your smart budgeting was based on AI. Smart bidding was based on AI. And now we begin to get it because they were all acting behind the scenes up until now.
Yeah. I was doing research for this interview and I saw that you're on Mad Money like 8 years ago. And it's incredible to see where you were then to see where you are today. Let's talk about maybe not 8 years, in the future, but in terms of final question for me before I turn it over to you, what's in the pipeline that our viewers should know about?
Well, we're developing this new category called Unified Customer Experience Management, which just think of it as a connective tissue that connects everybody who touches the customer. So the guy who's in a branch for a brand or a customer service agent in the contact center, if they have the same context of the customer, they're able to connect the dots. It'd be amazing. And you can sell more. That is the biggest thing that we bring. The second big thing is the idea of creating a different type of enterprise software company. We want to create an enterprise software company that people are going to love, the world's most loved enterprise software company. And enterprise software is not known for that approach. It's known for aggressive selling and people showing up in renewals. And we're a customer first company that want customers to love us.
I appreciate that. Well, look, we've talked about a lot of things in terms of what you've already accomplished, your guidance, and what's to come. But I did want to give you the floor real quick in case there's anything else you wanted to talk to us about.
I just want to repeat the two things I said. Look for a new category, which is going to complement CRM. What comes after CRM? It's this idea, the connective tissue that connects to CRM. And just if you are a large brand, you deserve more from enterprise software companies. You deserve what Amazon's done in retail for you in the enterprise world. And we aspire to be that company.
Awesome. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you joining us, Mr. Thomas. Again, the ticker is CXM. Thank you so much. And we look forward to more conversations with you.
Thank you, Zunaid. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye. There you have it. AI, right? Been kind of like the hot word. And, you know, it's interesting what he mentioned is everyone just mentions AI in their conference calls or in their press releases just to kind of talk about the new hot thing, kind of like what you saw with NFTs and things like that. But it truly is like, hey, who really wakes up, sleeps, eats, and everything else that I can't say on air about AI, right? And I think it's an interesting story. But as always, do your own due diligence and kind of see, hey, where is the world going to be in 5 years? Where is the world going to be in 10 years? Do your due diligence and see if it's worth investing your hard-earned money in that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next segment of it. We're going to bring on Gates here in a second. Gates is going to go ahead and host a Trader Bacon show, which is going to come on at 11 o'clock. So make sure you stick around. You'll be redirected to that one. Let's go ahead and bring on my man, Gates. What's up, pal?
Zunaid, what's going on, my man?
I'm doing well. You know, every time I tell people you're going to be hosting, they're like, oh, Bill Gates is coming on. It's like, come on, come on. You know how many times you've heard that joke, I'm sure?
Oh my gosh, man. It's been crazy. I used to live in Mexico and the only way anybody could understand my name was that connection. And it's been interesting.
Well, man, look, I'm excited for your show. I'll be producing it in the back. You're going to be hosting it. For the folks that are watching right now, 300 of us, give us a little bit of taste of what the Trader Bacon show is.
So here it is. You know, everybody wants to trade. Everybody who wants to trade, there's a process that really comes into becoming successful. Successful means receiving money instead of putting money out. And for years and years and years, traders have tried to go through this process. They go from sim, they move into trading, and there's a huge psychological shift that comes into play. Well, a few years ago, the whole world of funded traders really started to enter the space. And ultimately, it's really changed the dynamic because psychologically speaking, it's a smaller jump from sim to evaluation to funded to eventually, if somebody wants to go that route, to live money. And so what we've done is we've created an opportunity where I say I work with a company called Apex Trader Funding, who is, the sponsor of the show. And what they've done is they've just taken it to the next level where futures traders can trade the way they trade. The rules are pretty simplistic. And what this does is this creates an opportunity for traders to take the time to learn how to trade in a different mental dynamic. So ultimately what happens is that shift is a much smaller shift, and funds-wise, sure, there's a cost obviously to go through the process, but you can take that same amount of money and stretch it over a much, much longer period of time. I remember about 8 years ago, I tried to get back into trading after some pretty significant challenges that I had along the way. And I was trading because I needed more money. And I funded it with what I could at the time, which was $1,500. And I took a trade. I lost $150. That was 10% of my account. And that pretty much ruined, I think it was less than 2 weeks and that account was done. I know this is not a unique story. So what we're doing is highlighting how traders have gone through this process to not just get funded, but to also succeed in the true sense of success, which is money in the bank. And so we're going to talk with this morning, a gentleman that I've spoken with a couple times before. And I think he's the epitome of the funded trader success story. And he's going to share some of his tips and tricks and things that have ultimately helped him to truly change his life by being a funded trader. And that's really where we're going. We're just trying to highlight the concept and ultimately the road that somebody would go down if this is what they choose to do.
I love it, man. It's going to be a great interview show that you're going to have here. And also when we start, we won't do it here, but we'll do it when we start that show. The redirect is set so the folks at home can go ahead and tune in. We also got giveaways, right? So we will be giving away eval accounts for folks to go ahead and take advantage of. We'll do at least 3, if not 6. So folks can kind of go ahead and get their feet wet in the future side of things and all that other good stuff as well. Anything else that you want to kind of tell our viewers about in terms of like, hey, do you trade? Do you still trade, by the way, or?
I do. I actually have, without going into a whole lot of my background, I had some major trading psychological baggage that's about 25 years old that really stunted me for a long time. I started trading again at the beginning of this year. In fact, I trade on a live stream via, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So I let people watch me go through the process. And I got to tell you, on January 3rd, which was my first day trading back, I was awful. And, here we are mid-June. Today was my first day trading my funded account. So I've passed my evaluations. I have 5 funded accounts, and I'm now trading for money. I'm now trading for profits without having had to put up the capital to do so. And the only way that I've been able to make that psychological leap was this route. I've tried it multiple times in the past, and really it never worked until I could take that baby step, I guess, as it were, to move into that process. And I mean, it's been an interesting road. I love it. It has become one of the most fundamental parts of my life. I do a whole lot of other stuff, but I mean, trading is how I start my day. Trading is how I pretty much lead into the rest of my day, because it's something that I have control over. And it's just really changed the dynamic of pretty much how I do everything, really.
Yeah, and it's cool because you kind of get you're still having money, in the game because you've went ahead and purchased an eval, but you also can go ahead and practice so many different things. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started here in a second. But again, folks, stay tuned here. You don't have to go anywhere. The redirect is set. Gates is going to go ahead and host the Trader Bacon Show. So we appreciate you joining us, Gates, and we'll see you in just a couple of minutes.
My pleasure. Thanks, Nate.
All right, pal. All right, y'all, stick around. We're going to go ahead and give away some eval accounts on Apex. So stick around. If you ever wanted to get into prop firm trading, we'll have that for you. And we'll see you in just a little bit on the other